Hi there. Today we're going to do the rear tire, fixing a flat on the rear tire. And that's usually the one that goes flat the most. I don't know why. And it's pretty much the same as the front tire, except you've got this chain involved. And this bike has pegs, and it's got a rear caliper brake pads. A lot of 20-inch bikes have the foot brake pedal backwards, and it stops it. And we'll show you how to get around that too. You need a screwdriver and a little wrench to undo the brake lever. But this bike, it's got the pedals that you can pedal backwards, so it doesn't have the foot pedal push backwards brake. All right, first we got to get rid of these pegs. And they make it nice and easy for you because they've got a hole in it. And you just put a screwdriver in that hole and unscrew it. Just like this. And again, don't forget, don't do this in your living room. And you can see I'm wearing overalls too here because it does get dirty. All right, we got the peg off. And you might want to know, what are these pegs for? Well, they're for doing tricks, being fancy. Sometimes kids have a second person standing on that while the first person is riding. That's probably not a safe thing. And don't forget, wear a helmet, because all it takes is, getting your jacket caught in a spoke, and you just go head over heels, and that's not good. And if you've got a helmet on, at least you're going to protect your head and maybe your face. So wear a helmet whenever you're biking. Got a lot of gunk here too. All right, so this screwdriver for that can be a Phillips, can be a standard. It just has to be long and narrow. All right, we're going to try the 15 metric again, see if that's the right size. And sure enough, it is. Let's see. Oh, this one's easy. So we're not going to take it off again. We're just going to loosen it. Same with this side. Kickstand gets in the way. We're just going to loosen it. Not going to take it off. All right. Now it's loose. Now I'm just going to push the wheel forward to loosen the chain, because you got to get it off. So I'm going to take the chain off here. Just leave it hanging there. I'm not going to take it off the bike. Now with that down, I can take the chain off here. And now, because these brakes are working here, they're tight on the wheel. So I can't just pull the wheel off. I have to crunch the tire. There we go. And then it comes off. Some of these brakes adjust much easier. There's a little gadget you can push and open them up. But we'll get to that on a different bike, a different time. All right, so now we've got to use the tire irons. There's no cap on here, so we don't have to take that off. We'll just take a quick look at the tire, see if there's any nails or glass on the outside. Nope, I'm not seeing any. All right, put one tire lever on. Remember what happens when we do 3? All right, put the other tire lever on. And the third one, and what's going to happen? Yep, the middle one's going to drop. Let's see if it does it. Oh, yep, it did it. All right, good. So this one is feeling loose enough that we can just zip around again. Yep, that's good. We're just zipping around. Take these both off. Now we're going to reach in. Oh, this one's much easier too. Now this has some air in it, so maybe if we had just checked it earlier, just blown it up, maybe we wouldn't have had to bring it out. I forgot the pump. I'm going to go get the pump. All right, brought the pump out. This is a different pump. Yesterday was a Schwinn pump. This is a Bontrager pump. And remember I told you about the two holes for the Presta and the Schrader valve? This pump just has one hole, but it works with both the Schrader and the Presta valves. So it's really good for that then. You don't have to worry about the two holes like that. All right. So this is the the tube that we took out. And I'm going to blow it up. With the other tube, we could feel the air coming out right away. Sometimes what happens with these tubes is that when a bike sits for a long time, like months, maybe a year, that it just loses air. And the tube's going to be pretty good. But just to be sure, I'm going to check this one again. And again, make sure that it's not a valve. I've got this little valve wrench here. You know what? This one doesn't seem to be working on there. I don't know why. I have a different one here. I'm going to see if this one works on the valve. Sometimes these are made of metal too, and there is a regular tool you can buy to take out the valve. I was just going to show you that, but I'm just going to check it here. Put a little spit on there. No bubbles, so there's no leak in that. I'm going to hold it close to my cheek, go all the way around. It seems to be holding firm here. So I think this tube just didn't have any leaks. And I should have just blown it up. And see if it went down. Nope, I don't feel any leaks. And this tire here, in the front tire from yesterday, that's doing real well. All right. Now, in order to get it back in, I've got to let the air out. So I take a screwdriver or something pointed and put it in the valve. There's a little point there. You press in on it, and it's going down. You don't have to let all the air out. And then it's down. I want it to go down a little bit more, so I'm going to squeeze it. There, it's going down more. You got to be able to get it under the tire. This is good. All right, once more, before we put the tube back in, I'll put the tube in first. the hole for the valve. Put the valve in first. There we go. Now I grab the tire. Put it over the tube. Then just start tucking the tube in. So far this has been pretty much the same as the front wheel, except we had to take the chain off. Alright, now we tuck the tire in. We got the tube, the tire, and the wheel. Tucking the tire in all the way around. And you want to have enough air in the tires because it makes it easier for riding, and it also protects the tube. If you don't have air in the tires, the tubes are going to get pinched when you go up and down a curb or over a bump. Alright, so we got to get this in and then wedge it in. That's good. Now what I was going to do, there's a lot of grass and crud in here. I want to get that out. There it goes. This is another reason why you don't do it in a living room, or you make sure you do it someplace where you can clean up real well and it's not going to get anybody upset. Let's see on this side. This side's got a lot of gunk on it too. You want to take care of your bike because it's an adventure partner. This looks like this Teflon wrap for plumbing. I don't know why anybody would put that on here unless it just got tangled on here. Okay, we gotta clean this off though. Get it all out of here. That's getting better. Alright, now let's see. Ooh, that's nice and smooth. I'm not feeling it gritty. When we did the front, the bearings were, it was too tight in there, and the bearings were grinding. This is just a little bit tough. I'm going to go get the WD-40. Just hang in there. All right, I got WD-40, but there's really some nicer lubricants. WD-40 stands for water displacement, so if you got water in there, WD-40 is great. What WD-40 works, but you can get some lithium sprays. If you take it apart, like the front wheel, we could have taken the bearings out and put regular grease, bicycle grease in there too. But this works. I'm just going to spray it in the crack in there. I'm going to spray some on this side too, by the freewheel. Oh yeah, that's running nice and smooth. All right, now we've got this. So we've got to get it on, and we're not going to blow it up until it's on there, remember, because the brake is tight. So we have to squeeze it in. Got to get the chain in the right position. So the wheel goes on, squeeze it to get through the brakes. Now I'm going to push it all the way in again, because now we've got to get the chain on. Put it on the big front chain ring here. Then we put it on the back chain ring, and the wheel is in close. This gets a little tricky here. There. All right, it's on the big chain ring, it's on the back chain ring. We want the chain to be a little bit tight, but not real tight. If it's real tight, it's hard to pedal and things happen that are not good. So we want it to be tight. We're going to tighten it down by hand first. All right. If it's too loose, it'll come off. You know, you go over a bump, it'll rattle and shake and loosen up and come off. So we're going to hold it a bit. This looks good. Take our 15, tighten a little bit on one side. Now here's, with this brake, we've got to make sure that it's right in the middle of the brake and right in the middle between the two bars here. So hold it in place, tighten it up, tighten that one, then I'm going to turn it a little. And for some reason it's too tight. I'm going to loosen it up a little. It's not working just right. And when I loosen up to one side, the wheel goes to the other side, so I got to loosen this side also. I hold it in place. I'm going to tighten this side, because when I tighten that side, it shifted the wheel again. All right. Now that's too loose. Move it back again. There we go. All right, let's try it again. Try this side now. It's not rocket science, but it's got to be right to be pedaling easy. All right, now let's see if we pedal it again. That is much easier. All right, I'm going to tighten it up. Tighten that. So we've got the wheel on, we've got the tube in, we've got the chain on. What I forgot, though, was to just remind you about how to do the patch. And because that's the most common thing. We're going to blow up the tube. This is a different tube, of course, and we've got the good one in here. The lever is down. Push it up to lock it. This one's already got a patch on it. In fact, it's got two patches on it. And we're going to see. Okay, again, you check the valve. Little spit. no bubbles. Hands around it, feel around. Up by your cheek is sensitive. Okay, I can't feel a leak in here, but we're going to just go through the process. So if we found the hole, get the little patch kit, get the sandpaper first, sand it all around, especially if it's on the ridges here. The sanding gets the grease and the wax and any dirt on there, roughs it up a little bit. Make sure you get close to that seam. And all around, more than your patch is going to go. Take the glue, put a dab on it, like a drop, and then swish it all around, bigger again than your patch, all around, and then you let it dry. And then, for most holes, just take one patch. And again, it's got the clear plastic on one side, the silver on the other. You want to take them apart. Pull it apart, take the silver off, leave the clear plastic on, even once it's on the tire. You leave it on because all that extra glue all around, some of this clear plastic will keep it from sticking to the tire. So then you take it off. You don't touch the inside of that patch. You don't touch the back side. After it's dry, just a minute or two, then you put it on and press it. Press it all over, nice and hard. And that should do it. All right. But again, we check the inside. All right, now we're going to blow up the tire. Hold it. Get it on there all the way. Lock it on. Watch the gauge here. Oh, this is a good example. The gauge is just soaring up right away. That means it's not on right. So we've got to take it off. It means it wasn't on all the way in. So I'm going to hold it and push harder and try it again. Okay, this time the air is going in. And again, I'm checking the rim to make sure the the tube is not pushing out the tire. Looks good. And normally I'd stand up and use my body weight here, but I want to stay visible. All right, it's going. And again, the tire that was kind of lopsided, it's smoothing out now. It's getting close to 40. Oh yeah, that's feeling good. Unlock it. And I'm going to put this valve cover on with the valve tool. All right, so it's going around nice and easy. Let's see if it pedals. Oh yeah, the chain is on right, but there's a couple of things here that we're going to cover with this before we go to the brakes. The brakes will be the next session. But there used to be a chain guard here, a plastic chain guard, and now there's just a remnant. Let's see. It's made for a Phillips, and a Phillips screwdriver has the X on it. This one is a standard one, just a flat one. I've got a Phillips on my Leatherman, so I'll get that out. The reason we're doing this is because broken things like this chain guard, and the chain guard just keeps your pants from going into the chain. A lot of us just roll our pants up on the one side, on the chain side. So we just take this screw off, just take this sharp piece off, and also there's something over here too. We're going to get this off too. Let's see. Have to go around here. I'm going to turn the camera so it, there we go. I think we have to get at this from the other side. Yep, and it's another Phillips head. It's just one more thing that a person's pants could get caught on, and you don't want that to happen. So it holds the chain guard on, but we're just going to take it off. All right, so the big thing was making sure you get the chain on, not too tight, not too loose. If it's too loose, it'll come off when you're riding. But right now, this is looking pretty good. Next session is going to be working on the brakes. Thanks.